What seemed like the start of a new digital economy ended with the collapse of perhaps the decade. Almost $2 trillion have been wiped off the market as millions of retail investors have seen their investments disappear in a matter of seconds. So, just how did all of this happen? And what's next for crypto? Keep watching this video as we're about to tell you how cryptocurrencies went from boom to collapse. First up, let's talk about mass adoption. The year is 2020. You're sitting at home, stuck in a lockdown with absolutely nothing to do. All of a sudden, you stumble across Shiba Inu. Now, this might end up being really controversial, but we think Shiba Inu played a huge role in mass adoption. It was probably the first affordable community-backed token that brought millions of investors in the game, and that also led to more awareness about dominant currencies like BNB, Ethereum, and Bitcoin, aka digital gold. Bitcoin and Ethereum weren't exactly Class A digital assets back then. You could get an Ether for about $120, whilst a Bitcoin was a bit more on the expensive end of things at $5 grand. But with the coronavirus and an influx of retail investors, crypto just blew up in 2020. Bitcoin rallied from $5,000 to over $60,000, with Ethereum touching peaks of $4,500. Last time something like that happened was back in 2017, when Bitcoin increased by 20 folds, rising to $18,000. Some altcoins increased by more than 50%, breaking a few zeros to make overnight millionaires, like that guy who bought $8,000 worth of Shiba Inu, only to wake up with $5.7 billion. Unbelievable, right? Anyway, what we're trying to say is that as people realized just how fragile the system was, how easy it was to lose your job, or how you could go from living a stable life to complete unpredictability in just a few months, and what better way to do it than in digital currencies. And it wasn't FOMO or anything like that. Cryptocurrency was your best bet at financial freedom back in 2020. That, ladies and gentlemen, is why the market boomed. Next up, the start of the collapse. We know why the market shot up, but what made one of the most attractive investments in the world come crashing down? Was it market manipulation? Was it a correction? Or was it a declining global economy? Believe it or not, it was a mix of all those things, and it didn't happen overnight either. Oh, and let's not forget how the feds basically made it impossible to borrow money to invest or spend. Everything had to come out of our pockets, and that's for the fortunate ones. Investors who hit rock bottom had to withdraw all their funds from crypto. Pair all that with FOMO, and what do you get? The start of the collapse. And to be honest, the whales didn't help either. All they did was manipulate the market, forcing retail investors to sell in the red and cash out to protect their savings. As soon as the price would drop, the same whales would just buy back in at a lower price. It was the Wild West. Big eats small. Still, it wasn't like people were running scared, thinking crypto was going to crash or something. Things were pretty solid for the smart investor. And considering just how volatile this market is, we really didn't care what was going on. All we knew is that we had to hold. The market would bounce back like it does every single time. We still believe that. Despite everything that's going on, we can confidently tell you that crypto is here to stay. And even though the brutal world of digital currencies had other plans in store for us, we're still not going to sell. Remember, you only lose when you sell. But anyway, it still doesn't change the fact that $2 trillion have been wiped off the market, and now the final push. But you're probably wondering how all this got us to where we are today. Whatever we've told you until now is all normal, right? This isn't the first time we've entered a bear market. It's the crypto cycle. A period of boom must be followed by a bear market. That's the rule. And that's exactly what was going to happen. The market cap would have decreased by what? Maybe a few $100 billion? That's it? Nothing too major to kill platforms and projects. But how in the world does the market shed $2 trillion in a few days? Two words: Terraform Labs. Do Kwon and his untested algorithmic stablecoin has everything to do with the collapse of the market. When a group of unknown addresses dumped billions of dollars worth of UST in the market, it led to so much selling pressure. The market went crazy. Everyone panicked and started to sell. Oh, and that fancy algorithm also had another mechanism that would sell Bitcoin and Avalanche in huge amounts to keep things stable. But all it did was just add to people's fear. The UST slipping from its peg also meant that not even stable digital assets were stable anymore. People started losing trust in the market. They either sold sold or just took out whatever they had, causing the market to shed $2 trillion in just a few days. So yeah, this crash wasn't because crypto is a fad or something, it was because of one company's mistake. But the bright side of things here is that at least now developers know to test their projects before going public. Time for some related news. So when are things going to be normal? Enough with how and why the market crashed. Let's address the elephant in the room. When are things going to return back to normal? Well, things are already starting to look good. To make it big, you need to think big. And thinking big sometimes requires taking risks. But this is the best risk you could take in your life. Invest in Ethereum, invest in Bitcoin, invest in BNB. You'll be crazy rich in a few years. After the Terraform Labs crash, the market was worth only $800 billion. And guess what? Just a couple of weeks later, it managed to add on $200 billion, taking it to a total of $1 trillion. There's only one way to look at this. Everything is literally on sale. And about the market returning to normal, we'd give it about a year. But do your research and make a wise investment. You'll thank yourself in a year. Up next, families' lifetime savings. We never advise anyone to invest life savings into crypto. Firstly, there's literally no timeline. You could leave your investments lying around for a year and nothing will happen. And as soon as you withdraw, the price will shoot up, causing you to miss out on millions. There's just no predicting how things will play out. Only invest a little at a time until you get the hang of things. And the golden rule to everything, only invest what you can afford to lose. A user named John Mayer invested a lifetime worth of family savings on crypto platform Vault, and now he can't take anything out since the platform has suspended withdrawals. We're really getting tired of platforms calling themselves decentralized and then restricting users from their own money. Who even does that? We'd advise you to take all of your money out of these platforms and transfer to someplace more credible like Binance. Celsius Network and Voyager Digital did the same thing to their users, creating some serious turmoil in the DeFi space. And the most shocking bit, John has 25 Bitcoins on Vault. Imagine being locked out of 25 BTC. Poor guy must have some serious trouble sleeping at night. Finally, the most absurd fee ever. A lot of users are inactive. That's mainly why these platforms are suspending withdrawals or trading, because when everyone withdraws and no one trades, the exchange makes no money. But crypto exchange Bitstamp has found a way around all that by coming up with what's possibly the most absurd fee we've ever heard of. So, since everyone is inactive, the exchange intends to charge users an inactivity fee. Guys, just a question here. Is decentralization even real? Why are these platforms and exchanges acting like banks? Like, are they seriously going to charge us for not using our money? And the fact that this is all taking place when exchanges are going bankrupt left and right just goes to show how desperate Bitstamp has become. Our guess is that it's only going to alienate the exchange even more. So go ahead, charge that $11 inactivity fee. And you know what really makes our blood boil? Why it's Bitstamp charging everyone this fee except for users in the US. Honestly speaking, this is perhaps the dumbest thing a company has done during the crypto winter. We've seen staff get laid off, trading get suspended, but charging an inactivity fee? You gotta be really desperate to do that. That's it from our side, folks. So, what do you think? Is Terraform Labs responsible for the most recent market collapse? And are we going to see Bitcoin smash its all-time high anytime soon? Let us know in the comments below. Remember, don't forget to like this video and subscribe to our channel for more exciting content in the future. Thanks for watching and see you next time.